I'm in the park. It's so pretty. It's like so gloomy, and it's weird that gloomy has a negative connotation, like it's bad, but it's like, oh, it's so beautiful. My gosh, look at these clouds. Look at that. Just that, oh my gosh. The gradient of dark gray to light gray to medium gray. It's like a portal. It's like a universe inside. My God. It looks different in person than on here, but gosh, clouds have been really something for me these past few days. I don't know why, but they're just like the most incredible thing. So I passed this guy in the park, and he's laying on his back on the grass, and he's looking up at the sky, at the clouds, and he's talking to himself, and like really slowly, like the way that I am, like just like, wow. And I was like, my God, this guy knows what's up. Like, he is totally like loving this reality same way I am. And I'm just like, fuck yeah. And then when I walked by him, I heard him say, yeah, I think I'm coming down from the trip. I can start to, my arms aren't numb anymore. And I'm like, oh, right. That's people on drugs. Like, people take drugs to experience reality as it is, which I totally remember doing. And then, like, I think sometimes people think I'm on drugs. I totally get why. So it's like, why do we think we need the drugs to experience what's really here? I mean, it just takes a second to stop. Less than a second. It's just like, you just stop and it's such a trip. It's like, oh my gosh. The wonder of life is always here. The minutia, the micro little movements and particles and waves, energy, the intimacy of sensation. It's just like, what? These little pine needles. And then there's like a cobweb on it. And then within the cobweb is like all these microorganisms. And then, Jesus, it's just like you're a walking microscope. Like, it just takes a moment to stop, and then you're just blown away. The mind is blown away in awe and amazement of wow. Yeah. So why do we need mind-altering drugs? Well, it's in the name, mind-altering. We want to alter the mind's usual state, which is, in the average human condition, just on constant play. So obviously, yeah, if your mind is constantly on go, of course you miss life. You're missing everything. So yeah, it makes sense you would want to alter that that condition to experience what it really is. My God. I mean, yeah, when you take any drug, it's just like, yeah, this is what it actually is. This is what it's always been. It's just so much more clear when the normal state of mind can subside for a second, for however long the drug lasts, but this is available to us here now, always. And even in just the one, even if you can't have an experience of no thought, it's just like, what about that little tiny between thoughts? Because it's never always thought. That's just never anyone's experience. It seems that way. But just what about that little space between thoughts? I mean, this is why meditation is so useful, especially when you're just kind of starting out exploring what is mind, what is reality, what are you. It just really allows you to like kind of cut out any outer noise, any distraction from what you normally take life to be, what you take reality and yourself to be, and then you can just observe the mind more, observe what's observing, observe the space. And mind still, does its thing, but then it's like, the more you hang out in that space, holy majoli. Whew. Yeah, it's so endlessly rich and deep and nourishing and infinite vastness. I mean, gosh, just imagine the universe. And when I say universe, I mean the many, many, many universes. I mean, we have our galaxy, we have our solar system, our galaxy, our universe, and then billions of other universes. Right? All of that is stars or galaxies, which are clumps of stars in what? In insane, empty space, vast, infinite. There's no limit. You can't even begin to comprehend how large it is, because it's just unmeasurable. And what's even aware of that? That's like, oh my gosh. I mean, that enough is to blow your mind if you just imagine what this tiny little speck of dust of a planet that we're on. We're not even and we're seemingly this body on that planet in this insane largeness. That's enough already, let alone to say that you're what's aware of that. So you're even bigger than that. You're even more infinite, more unknown, if that's even possible. Jesus. So, how about that for a drug? Just like, think about that for a second, and then the mind has to stop. It's like try looking at one of these, things captured. I don't know what they're called. Like captured from space. Like all the insane images of galaxies and wormholes and space-time collapsing into vortex. I mean, gosh, just wow. That'll stop your mind. Whew, and then try and worry about the next thing. It's like, what? Anyway, musings from inspired by a kid tripping on something good. And I love those things, you know, what's it called? Like herbal plant medicine, psychedelics, and gosh, I mean, these are gifts from the earth for us to imbibe for this purpose, to explore the nature of who we are. I mean, we are the earth. We're certainly not separate. We like to think and imagine we are. Think and imagine we're some kind of supreme being that can conquer earthliness and then build a jet and fly off to the next planet. And it's like, you are composed of earth matter. And then more true, you're not actually that. But if we're just talking about like physical body stuff, it's like mostly made of space, right? Because when atoms are broken down into little proton, neutron, and then what's in that nucleus? And then it's like, oh wow, I forget the percentage, but it's in the high, I think 90s, that it's mostly space. So we're actually mostly space, and then if we're not the parts that are not space, it's water. And you know, breathing in the oxygen given off by the trees. So everything we're composed of is earth stuff. So we're not separate from earth, that's for sure. And definitely made of the same stuff, because what's earth made of if you really break down the components of earth too? What's water made of? These molecules, again. These atoms, again. The nuclei, again. What's inside there? You know, and it was all formed from the same, what we could call stardust. And what's that? Let's break down what is stardust. It's all energy, man. But, yeah, nothing's separate. So, yay to drugs if that's supportive. Supportive for exploring and knowing who we are, but also that can be a crutch, as I think it is in most cases. I think it becomes an escape from reality rather than an invitation to seeing reality as it is anyway, without the drug. If it's used in that way, it's like phenomenal. That's certainly how I used it when I did them. I didn't know it in the beginning, but then, yeah, at first it was escaping, and then it was like, I think I need to learn something here, and then it just blew me open. And then it was very, very evident that this is always here. So they're very supportive, like anything in life. They can be aids to support you in a deeper, true intention you have. And they can be addictive. They can be, just abused, used to avoid, and that kind of keeps you in this trap of believing you're someone who needs to escape reality, and that reality isn't what you want it to be, and that what you're looking for isn't available here, sober. Yeah, I mean, gosh, because highs come and go from the drug state, but it's nothing like this sober relishing of reality here now. Oh, so good. It's just so alive in such a deeply contented, fulfilling way, like this grounding sobriety that doesn't need anything, doesn't and is in alignment with what the body enjoys as like a calm nervous system. And yeah, you know, it's just kind of the more embodied on the ground way of being. I mean, it's fun to fly off too. Sure, why not? You can have all kinds of experiences. Sure, why not? But if you're looking for what doesn't come and go and what isn't dependent on experience, it's always here, what's always available, that is here.